to say.
This is interesting.
My first one would be that defense is 50% of the game, and that it is undervalued so far in the MVP race.
I agree with that.
Because I believe I'm the most impactful player defensively in the league.
No question.
Second argument would be that we almost swept OKC in the season, and we dominated them 3 times with their real team and 4 times with more rotation players. And
the best players.
my third argument would be that offense impact is not just points.
Yeah, so he had this statement about it. Stephen A. also chimed in about
I said the greatest
what he said. I'll let you guys listen to what he had to say.
And I'll put him ahead. I'll put him in the lead. I mean, after that, listen, let me explain what you just saw.
Sure.
Let me explain to America and to the basketball world what you just saw Victor Wembanyama do. First of all, nobody's ignoring his defensive prowess because
essentially he said, it's a long clip, but he said that he changed his mind.
Yeah.
With that statement. Do you guys agree with Wembanyama that he should be the MVP?
I think so. It's funny because we were talking about Luka the other day. And Acho was going on this rampage about how great he is after the 9 games and all that. But when you look at it, we only talk about offense. True. When you talk about Luka, you're gonna talk about offense and offense and offense. But Wemby's right. Defense, especially in American basketball, we don't even talk about it no more. You're right. God can be having all type of blocks and shutting down, and we never even whisper and talk about them. So I do agree with that. Like one thing about basketball, you have to play offense and defense, and Wemby does that. And on defense, he does it at a high clip. And you talk about playing the number 1 team in the NBA for the last 2 years, OKC.
Yeah.
He's spanking on them. And I do think that the Spurs, who've been bad over the years, they're going to be really, really good this year. And in the playoffs, they're going to be hard to beat. And the reason why that is because Wemby. So I do agree with him, and I will move him up to number 1.
If you're being strictly objective, Wemby has the best case for MVP. If you're removing the wow factor of Luka Doncic and being an objective NBA analyst, Wemby has the best case. Here's why. If you want to make the argument of, well, the player who's on the best team should win MVP, that best player should do it. Well, Wemby's team was better than the player's best team, which is the OKC Thunder and SGA. So if you want to talk about team, well, the Spurs, when they go head-to-head versus the Thunder, they're better. If you want to talk about impact on the game, it's not just what Wemby does on the offensive side of the court, but think about what he does defensively. Bam Adebayo dropped 83 points about 2 weeks ago. He was 5 for 17 yesterday versus the Spurs. Settled for 10 3-pointers yesterday versus the Spurs. Had 18 points yesterday versus the Spurs. If you want to talk about impact and if you want to talk about value, think about the Spurs last year when Wemby was hurt. Not even a play-in team. Think about the Spurs this year as Wemby's playing. The 2 seed overall. So if you want to talk about that word value, Wemby is proven to be the most valuable based upon how bad the Spurs were without Wemby. If you want to talk about, well, the best team and the best player on the best team should be the MVP. Well, when Wemby saw the best team in the West, Wemby has beaten and dominated the Thunder, the best team in the West. Then if you want to talk about the fact that you got to play offense and defense, Wemby's a legitimate defensive threat. 3.7 blocks a game, 12 boards a game, 24 points a game, 3.7 dimes a game. Wemby is a complete basketball player. So objectively speaking, Wemby has the best argument. Luka has the biggest wow factor. SGA's done it consistently at the highest level on both ends of the floor the longest. But objectively speaking, Wemby's like that.
I don't hate his argument because I think 100%. I think he's the greatest defensive prospect we've ever seen come into the game of basketball. He affects the game tremendously. People just are afraid to go on the lane whenever he's out there. He's stocks just unbelievable. I don't know. He steals and blocks all over the place. I will say this though. I think when we're talking about the most valuable player in the league, you can make an argument just with that definition, most valuable. He is the most valuable to his team's success across the league. He just is. I don't think the Spurs won a playoff team last year.
Correct.
Now they're the 2 seed. They've won 50-plus games already with, I think, 2 more weeks left in the season. It's hard to argue against it. I would just say when there's guys going out there playing 35 minutes and they don't have the 12-point games that Wemby can have and they still end up winning. Yes, defense is hugely impactful. I don't think Wemby's game is as complete as it will be later on. So for me to give him MVP now is kind of a stretch. It is just a bit of a stretch.
But hold on. It seems like you're holding Wemby's future as an opponent to Wemby's present. Is Wemby going to get better? Absolutely. Is his
Yeah.
offensive game going to get significantly better and more evolved?
Will his
Absolutely.
offensive game get significantly better, though, is the thing.
I think so. I mean, he's 22. He's only been in the league, I think, 3 going on 4 years now.
He's hurt.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the thing is, he is a guy that's playing 30 minutes a game as opposed to other MVP candidates are playing 35, 36.
Sure.
And they're out there scoring 30 consistently, night in and night out. Wemby will go out there and have a 9-point game.
But
He'll go out there and have an 11-point game.
That's why Wemby said you can't just look at all
I
offense.
think
because
That's the only offensive
yeah,
line.
like
Right.
you can't just
Of
look
course.
at. Well, he said 2 things. He said you can't just look at points as the only impact on
course.
offense, but more importantly, you can't just look at offense.
Yeah,
I mean,
we do.
Wemby legitimately impacts the game defensively. Like
Yes.
you drive into the paint and you drive right back out.
Yeah, that's true.
You drive
That's
into
true.
the paint and you kick that joint right back
If you
out.
want to switch, he can switch. He
can do
That's
whatever.
another thing, though. You can switch.
He is the most
And
impactful player
We don't
defensively.
even talk about rebounds no more, though.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a point in time where like double doubles really, really matter.
Yeah.
Now we won't even talk about it.
Yeah. And Wemby can erase your big.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, have a big if you want to. And Wemby can erase your big and he can completely dominate and occupy the paint. If you're talking value, I think it's hard to argue that Wemby is
You can't
the most
argue value.
valuable.
If we're really giving the award based off of the most valuable player in the NBA, I think that's what I think it is Wemby. It should be.
Yeah.
I think it's just that hasn't been the criteria we go off of whenever we
Correct.
give out the award. So to me,
But that's the problem, though. I think. Of the
I agree with you.
You know what
I
I mean?
agree with you. If this was who was the most valuable basketball player to their team in the entire National Basketball Association, Wemby should 100%.
And it's probably not close.
Like,
It's not close.
what's
But
the-
he's
That's the
the
case.
most.
But to your point, then Hallie should have won it last year. If it's off of value to your
Yeah.
team. Hallie. If it's
Tyrese
off of
Halliburton.
value, if it's off of
Tyrese Halliburton.
like
He was
based
the
on what
assist leader in the
if it's
NBA.
off of
He played.
value
He was
to
unbelievably
your-
valuable.
You're not hearing me, Tatey. If it's off of value to your team,
Yeah, but
the
I mean-
Pacers without Halliburton are
The worst.
Nah,
Actually,
that's-
the
but
the
that's
worst.
Pacers with
The bottom of the NBA.
Pacers
barrel.
with
Yeah,
Halliburton were in
yeah.
the finals.
I
So
guess-
if you're talking like
yeah.
7
value,
That's Jokic though.
You know?
Jokic is.
Yeah, I'm about to say Jokic is
I'm
a
not
guy.
gonna lie. Jokic wins MVP.
Jokic is like a
lot
real
of
Yeah.
years.
difference maker. But I'll say this also. When's the last MVP to win that was more defensively than offensively?
Giannis
More
is the
defensively?
Nobody.
No,
but
nobody.
Giannis is
Nobody
the
in
closest.
history has been a better defensive
Solid
player than
enough, though.
offensive
So like, I
player
would
to
say
win
Giannis
MVP.
though, because
Giannis.
Jokic ain't really
Giannis and Akeem.
But I'm saying like Jokic got his MVP because he's doing the triple doubles
Correct.
and all that.
Correct.
Right? Who's another one that just won the MVP? Oh, SGA because
SGA.
he's scoring at a high clip.
Correct.
And his team's winning.
Correct.
Embiid.
Yeah, Embiid was out. Embiid was scoring leader that year.
Nah, but the Embiid
scoring leader a
defense.
couple
I get so Embiid because Embiid can play defense too though.
But Giannis was defense. Wasn't he DPOY and Akeem
He
was
won
DPOY?
DPOY, yeah.
So Giannis
But he was
and
still a
Akeem
better.
were the last 2
He was still a better
DPOYs.
offensive player. You can make the argument he's a better
Yes.
offensive
But
player. than he
I'm
was
saying,
defensive
like-
player. And then
yes.
also Akeem's MVP season, he averaged like 27. He was
Well,
one of the best
they're
offensive
incredible
players.
offensive players.
They're
I'm-
both two-way, yeah.
I'm saying more than this offense, like two-way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where now it's like only thing if you didn't score at a high clip, you
Yeah.
get the award.
Yeah.
Nah, like even when Jordan was winning them, yo, I'm first team defense too though, dog.
Yeah.
Kobe, I'm first. You know what I'm saying? So like
Bron,
Shaq,
Yeah.
Bron, like them dudes when they was really getting them MVPs like
They
that.
had to be first team defense.
Yeah, so can we go back to that a little bit? Like, yo, be the most valuable player overall.
We haven't seen that in a minute though. Like KD wasn't first team all defense. Russ, Harden. I mean SJ been all
It's
defensive
all
team. But like, yeah.
offense.
I mean, but the thing is, SJ is not a bad defender. I don't know. It's
SGA
tough.
to me was a better defender before he started committing all of his energy to offense.
Well, that's where the NBA's gone though too. It's
Correct.
an offensive game. It's
Correct.
not about like it's not limiting possessions and having final scores be between
Bro.
85 and 105.
And
Like,
to your point,
now-
it's a different game for bigs and for guards. Because if
Yeah.
you're a guard, you better choose your spots. If you're a guard, you can't run around screens all day, be a lockdown defender, and go get 35 a game like SGA does, and go get 32 a game like SGA does. If you're a big, it's a little easier because you can find spots to rest, you can find spots to get your energy back.
But I mean, but why not though? Because like I got like Jason Tatum, he can go out there and score, and he can guard. JB,
Yep.
he can go out there and score, and he can guard. Like there's some guards that even K come in like he ain't no great shooter, but he can lock up enough. So you can find guards that can play some defense
But the
and can
thing is,
score.
I think there's a difference, though, Shady. Is those dudes can play defense. I'm talking about committing to playing defense every possession.
Oh, how about this though?
You know what I mean?
How
Like,
about this?
Nobody can
JB
play defense like Wemby
how
though.
about-
That's the problem.
But how about
Like
this? Even if you're a guard, play the passing lane. Allen Iverson in 2001.
That's what Luka
Yeah.
does.
Yo, he.
He's top 7 in the league in steals.
I
Shady. Don't do this.
I don't give a
Don't
dang.
do this.
I don't
How
give
is
a
he top 10 in the league in steals? Is he getting all
you're
ball
not
steals
gonna-
or is he playing the passing
listen.
lane? This is a real ball watchers conversation. He plays the
Luka
passing
does
lane. That's why he's having a better season defensively.
When I watch him though, so it's just like, damn, dude, just try
He
a
is
little
slow.
bit. Just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's slow.
Like that's why those stats. I don't like them stats because I'm like, dog.
But those steals are real, though.
But AI though, like
Yeah.
I watched
Real steals.
AI really play that pass lane for real.
He was good. He
And
played
then he's
passing
out here
lane.
just I'm just locking everybody up. So
That's facts.
just show me something on defense also.
I got to push back on this argument though.
Please do.
About the overall MVP. Like, let's get back to a more well-rounded MVP because not all teams require that. If we go back to Steve Nash and those MVPs with the Phoenix Suns,
He should never got some of them.
they didn't give a damn about defense.
That part.
Mike D'Antoni didn't give a damn about defense.
That
Steve
part.
Nash didn't give a damn about defense. He won because they were an offensively high-powered team that ran through Steve Nash, facilitating the team. So if your team doesn't call for you to be a two-way player or play both sides of the ball, but you're still successful and your team is still successful, I don't think we need to. Now, I don't think that's the case for Wemby. I think Wemby is the exception to that. He plays both sides of the ball, impacts. He is the best overall choice for MVP, and thus I agree with his arguments. But I don't like just saying let's get back to just an overall MVP candidate being a two-way just for the sake of
I'm
it.
also going to throw this out here. If we set the precedent that defense matters so much so that we give Wemby the MVP now,
A lot of our favorites going to drop out that
there's
argument.
going to be some very uncomfortable conversations in 10 years. Because Wemby, if he plays 65 games, is not losing another DPOY in his entire career. He's just not. He should have won one his rookie season over Gobert. Last year, he didn't reach the game limit. This year, he's going to win it going away. It's not even going to be close.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if it's unanimous. If we set the precedent that defense matters so much that he wins an MVP, bro, he's winning more than 5. He's winning more than 6. He's winning more than 7. His defense is some stuff we've never seen before.
Yeah.
And that to me is like integrity of the game conversations is kind of where we get going when I talk about Wemby winning an MVP now. That's why I said offensively I want to see his game develop a little bit more because if we value his defense that much, and we should, I'm not saying we shouldn't, he's not losing an MVP.
But we can't do that because he could get hurt any day and we never see 6, 7.
But that's going to be the only thing that
MVPs from Wemby. If he deserves it now, he deserves it now.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
because he could get, especially we've seen a lot of 7-foot+ guys go down to
Correct.
injury. It's very easy to do.
Correct.
They don't have long shelf lives in the NBA. So
Let me ask you this in closing. If Wemby does win MVP, is it his league officially?
Oh, by far. What?
No.
By far. He's the face of the. If he does what
be.
I think he can do, he goes and wins MVP. Then he goes on a deep run in the playoffs. Say maybe even wins a championship this year. It's his league. It's not like he's the face of the NBA at that point.
Shady shaking your head.
I would say only American can be the face of the league. When we have the Olympics, right, and we go out there, you've seen the documentary. You see how they look at American basketball, American, sports in general. Y'all see the Olympics, tennis, whatever it may be. So how? Because you're gonna go over and play for France. We're gonna play for America, and we gonna battle. Did y'all watch when Steph Curry and Kevin Durant and LeBron they play?
Yeah.
You see how intense that was when you watched it though. That's what makes sports so amazing. You got all these different countries and we're playing against each other, and when you watch it, you see how the French players spoke about the American culture and American players. Right? They talked about Kevin Durant and the LeBron and Steph. You heard them in all interviews, and then you see how Kevin Durant spoke about everybody else. There's no way that a non-American can be the face because as American, you can't really relate.
Let me ask you this.
How many
Wemby
kids
might be the exception though, Shady.
he might.
How many kids is running around? I want the Wemby sneakers. Let's talk about it. Because I don't want to say I'm crazy.
To be fair, Anthony Edwards is the only player in I don't know how long that people actually want his
let's
sneakers.
stick on the subject real quick.
I am. I'm talking
How
about the
many
sneakers.
players are running around? Mom, dad, because the kids really run the face of the league.
Yeah.
Who's paying to come to the games? Mom, we gotta go see. We gotta go see Wemby tonight. Cool. How many players have the Wemby sneakers though?
I don't know.
No.
I got kids.
No.
Okay, you got cousins. You know what I mean? They're not.
Yeah.
How many commercials you gonna see Wemby on there?
Probably not
Not as much.
Not as many yet. I think if he wins an MVP,
How many MVPs Anthony Edwards got? How many he got?
yeah,
Zero.
yeah, good point.
Yeah.
How many commercials? You see him everywhere. He
He
just
just
smiling and
more.
joking. Just smiling
He also
and
has
joking.
personality though
Yeah,
too.
he
He has
does.
personality
That's part of
yeah.
being.
That is part
How
of
many
it.
basketball
Yeah.
don't have no personality though?
But let me ask y'all this though: is there a difference? Because when I say is it his league, I didn't mean was he the face of the league. 'Cause I actually agree with Shady.
I
like,
said his face.
yeah, but is it his league?
Does the league have to go through him?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's the question I'm
Yes.
asking.
Yes, if he gets an MVP and like Kieran said, makes a deep playoff run, you now have to go through Wemby to be that guy, to be on top. He's
Is
going to
SGA,
be.
is he still around?
Yeah, he is. He is, but
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to figure out if he's still around.
No, SGA. I
feel
mean,
like
he
he's
also
still
signed a shoe deal with Converse. I like Converse, but like,
But I'm
brother,
saying,
it's
like,
his shoes are
but y'all
tough.
talking about-
No,
no, no,
watch
no,
Shay's shoes
Now,
are tough.
another point to
Yeah.
what I was getting to. Another example I'm saying.
Yeah.
SGA, he's the MVP. He's the best player in the league. It's not his league. He's not the face of the league, right?
He also doesn't play the most
Yeah, he's
like
not the best.
fan-friendly
Whatever-
brand of basketball.
whatever it is,
But
whatever
it's
it
SGA's
is.
league, though. He's not the face of the league. It's his
Okay,
league,
okay.
though. You got to go through SGA.
yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, it's his league.
Jokic, MVP. Yeah, he was MVP,
Yeah.
double
Never
doubles, triple
face.
doubles.
Yeah.
Is he the face of the league?
Hell no. He didn't want to be.
What I'm telling y'all is, bro, you gotta be American to be the face of the league. It will never happen ever.
I think it's a strong argument.
yeah, I don't hate it because your MVP has to be marketable.
Yeah.
You got
They have
and
to be able
relatable.
to, they have to be able to do commercials. They have to be able to do promos. They have to be likable.
You gotta speak English. You gotta speak English a certain way.